What's the best way to find a reliable virtual assistant? Yeah, that's a great question. And if you're in the market for hiring a VA, you're probably asking yourself this right now if you haven't already. Well, we're going to dive into that question today on the Build Your Team podcast. I am your host, Atiba, and I've been building teams for businesses for over 20 years and highly productive teams at that. And so if you're in that place where it's time for your business to grow and you're looking to grow a team, you're in the right place. Let's dive in. Let's talk about hiring a reliable virtual assistant. Now, number one, if you haven't already, take a listen to my video that I did a little while ago on how you hire. What's the process for hiring? What are the 5 stages for hiring? Because in that video, we talk about the first 2 stages. And the first stage is sourcing, figuring out where you're going to go and find the candidates, right? And then the second stage is the screening stage. Now, this is the start of understanding and knowing whether or not you're going to hire a reliable virtual assistant. What do I mean by that? Well, there are tons of places that aren't very reputable online that you go and try to find talent for cheap sometimes even, and yeah, you can get in trouble in some of those. Now, there are some really reputable places like onlinejobs.ph and Upwork. Both of those I've linked down below. Those are sites that I use personally where I hire my staff from. Okay? Those are very reputable sites that have screening processes in place to some extent and have really quality people on them for the most part. Now, that being said, I'm not saying that everybody on those sites are completely quality, but I'm saying that you're more likely to get a quality person from one of those more reputable sites. So that in mind, that's the sourcing, knowing where to go to find the right candidate. That's number one. Number 2 is your job description. The job description that you write will tell your candidate a ton. If you write a clear, concise job description, if you put in the job description information about your company, if you put in the job description about your expectations and the things that you value, that alone helps narrow down the unscrupulous people. Okay, because a lot of them will see that and say, okay, this is a real company. I don't want to mess with them. And so that will help you. And that leads right into the second stage of the hiring process, which is screening. Now, in the screening stage, you're looking for people who have responded to your job post, to your job listing, right? And answered any questions that you've asked in the job listing. Friends, if they don't have the presence of mind to answer questions that you asked in the job listing, you should not continue having conversation with them. You should just delete their application right away, because they're telling you up front, I'm not going to follow directions. I am not going to pay attention to details. I am not going to be reliable. That's what they're telling you up front. So your screening process is also very important. Okay? And understanding and getting to know whether this candidate that we're talking to here actually is a reliable person. Now, that being said, it still doesn't mean that they are, right? But we use those as metrics. How quickly do they respond to the job post? If we send them, if they respond to the job post and apply, and then we reply back, does it take them 2 days to respond? Do they respond within a couple of hours? That speaks a lot to reliability, because they're going to be on their best behavior during the job interview process. If during the job interview process, you're fighting to pull them along, if during the job interview process, they're throwing up any sorts of, they don't have to be red flags, they could be yellow flags, I'm going to cut you because you're not going to be reliable. They're telling you that they're not going to be reliable. Do not make excuses for them in the job interview process. If they can't be perfect through the job interview process, they will never be perfect once you hire them and have them on the job. Oh, but Atiba, aren't there extenuating circumstances? Yeah, there are. There are. 1 in every 100 candidates is going to have extenuating circumstances, and they actually would have been a perfect person, a wonderful person, in fact. But do you really want to hire the 99 to find the 1 in that 100? Do you really want to risk with the 99 to hopefully get lucky and find the 1? No. So find the person who goes through the process and meets your criteria. And don't compromise. Because the moment that you do is the moment that you let someone into your organization who very well may not meet your reliability standards. All right, everybody. I hope this was helpful for you. I hope that you can kind of see now that really understanding the process that you go through in a job interview, which I talked about in that video that I did a little while ago, right? It's linked up above. If you kind of know the process that you're going through, you can weed out a lot of people and start to find people who have a better chance at being reliable for you. Because that's the key. You want reliable staff. Nobody wants unreliable staff. Let's just be honest. That's what you want. As always, if you've got any questions, drop a link down below. Send me a message. Let me know what your questions are. I would love to answer them. Talk to you soon. Bye, everybody.